If you're in your late 40s, 50s, or 60s, you know a lot of things can change. Today, I want to give you 6 things that have changed for me, but not only have the things themselves changed, it's more about my perspective about each of these things has changed now that I'm 59 years old. The first thing is around me right now. Nature, trees, birds chirping, different nature noises. Nature has really become my medicine. About a decade ago, I came to the realization that I was spending way too much time indoors, surrounded by artificial lights and noises and unnatural smells. So I made it a point to get outside more. And I can't stress enough how much that has helped me. It helps me turn my brain off. It helps me reset my brain. I can feel it lowering my blood pressure, lowering my anxiety. There are just so many benefits to being outside that I make it a point to at least get outside for a half an hour a day. The second thing is exercise has become my best form of health insurance. It goes without saying that you need to exercise. But as you get older, exercise really becomes your best preventative method for things like falls and staying out of the doctor's office, staying out of the emergency room. The best way to save on your medical costs and your health insurance costs as you get older is to not get sick and to stay out of the hospital. Now, there are obviously no guarantees. We all have accidents, but exercising regularly is going to help you stay mobile. It's going to help you stay strong. It's going to help you prevent things like accidental falls. And as we get older, falls are one of the things that can impact us the greatest as we get into our 60s and 70s. If you have one fall, that can change your entire quality of life. So working out regularly and exercise is really your best form of health insurance. The third thing, and it's related to exercising, is that good health is truly your best form of wealth. In terms of retiring, when we get into our 60s, obviously there's a whole financial component to that. But being healthy in your 60s, in your 70s, that is your truest form of health. Let's say you have to continue working when you're in your 60s and 70s. You better be healthy. You better be able to work if you need to generate income in your 60s and 70s. And if you need to work, you better be healthy. So your health is really your truest form of wealth as you get older. The fourth thing, and this is something that I've mentioned in my other videos, is that I have realized that as I've gotten older, there's really no place for alcohol in my life. I'll use the example of July 4th, just this past week. I don't drink much at all anymore. And when I do, I usually only have 1 or 2 drinks. But on July 4th, I had 2 beers, and I hadn't had any for 3 weeks prior to that. So I drank the first beer, and it tasted really good. I really like the taste of a good craft beer. So I drank the first one, and then I decided to have another one. And I'll be very honest, I was close to being drunk. These were actually fairly strong beers. So I only had the two, and the next morning, I didn't like how I felt. I was just off. I wasn't as energetic as I wanted to be. Now, mind you, it's not like I drank 6 or 7 beers. I only had 2 beers. And I still didn't like the way it made me feel. It's no secret that as we get older, our bodies can't metabolize alcohol as well as they did back when we were in our 20s and 30s. But there's just no place for alcohol in my life anymore. So ridding myself and decreasing my alcohol intake, I feel is going to become more and more prevalent the older I get. The next thing is that you can't put a price tag on peace, having peace in your life. It's just so important to be at peace with yourself, at peace with your surroundings. And in your 30s and 40s, certainly in your 20s, speaking from my own experience, I didn't have much peace in my life at all in my 20s, 30s, or even my 40s. I really only started to feel peace in my life over the last 6 or 7 years. And maybe that just goes with having been a father and raising kids and working. And at one point during my life, I owned 2 businesses. So I was an entrepreneur for 5, 6 years. So I had no peace in my life. And now I'm really making it a point at 59 to focus on surrounding myself with peace. That kind of leads me into my next and my last point, is that happiness is something that you have to generate from within yourself. Happiness is, I like to think of it as being homemade. You can't rely on anybody else for your happiness. You can't rely on friends. You can't rely on spouses or partners. You have to make your own happiness. You have to find your own happiness. And I'm still in the process of doing that. I'm getting closer to understanding how I make myself happy and what makes me happy. I certainly have come to the realization that it's not generated from outside of me. It's not generated by anybody else or any other material things, money, cars, material possessions. That is not happiness. You have to make your own happiness. And that is something that I'll continue to work on really the rest of my life. And I'm actually looking forward to working on that as I get older. If you're getting something out of this video, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Leave me a comment as well. If you're in your 50s, 60s, let me know how your perspective has changed, because I know it has. I think it's just natural. Our perspective changes as we get older. So leave me a comment below. I know you don't have a lot of time in your day, so I appreciate you taking your time to spend a few minutes with me. As I've gotten older, having a daily routine has been so important to me. It's actually one of the things that makes me happy, is looking forward to my daily routine. If you are looking for a simple daily routine to help with your physical, mental, and financial health, check out my book at the link below. It's called Mind, Body, and Money, where I give you a very simple daily routine. It takes less than an hour a day to help you with your physical, your mental, and your financial health. You can also, at the link below, sign up for free to my weekly newsletter, Mind, Body, and Money Monday, where I give you 3 very concise, very brief, actionable tips to address your physical, your mental, and your financial health. Thanks again for watching. Again, I really appreciate it. I enjoy making this type of content. I enjoy reflecting on some of the things that I've gone through in my life. And I'm really hoping to build a community here of people who are in their late 40s, 50s, and 60s, because hearing from you is going to help me. And I'm hoping that my videos are going to help you as well. So thanks again for watching, and until next time.